Today we're going to be looking at Plants vs. Zombies bootleg plushes that were specifically released in Latin America. And while most of these plushes were released in Mexico and Peru for whatever reason, and a lot of them are just really strange looking and also really unique. So yeah, in this video I'll be showing you a few of them, but there are hundreds of these different unique plushes, so I might make another video about them in the future just because there's so many of them. And well, starting off with this plush, we have a yellow Chomper. Now, this is just a really strange plush as well. The leaf base is just really small, and the stem is just extremely long, and the face of the Chomper just looks really strange because, well, it's yellow. And another reason why the face looks weird is because for some reason it's facing like straight up almost, which just makes it look even weirder than it already did. And well, there's also a zombie hand coming out of the mouth, which is a pretty strange detail, but also a pretty cool one. But yeah, for some reason the spikes on the Chomper's heads are a green color, and they're also just way too big. But yeah, this is definitely just a really strange plush just because for whatever reason they made the Chomper yellow. I have no idea why they did that or if this is even based off of anything. But with most of these Latin American bootleg plushes, they're usually not based off of anything, and a lot of the times they're just color variants. And another variant of a plant is the fire split pea. And while the leaf base and stem on this plush actually look a lot better than the last plush that we looked at as well, but actually has the correct amount of leaves for the leaf base and it looks pretty nice. And even the heads just don't look really that bad. It is just really strange that they made a fire split pea as well. That was never in any of the games. But yeah, once again, it's just a really unique variant and also just a really strange one. Next we have a snow pea zombotany. Now the head on this plush is pretty strange looking as well. They got the snow pea head shape just kind of weird as well. The front of the face is just really long for whatever reason. And also the ice spikes on the back of the head are just way too high up, and there should also be a bit more of them. But yeah, for the body of this plush, it uses a nice plush material tie-in. I can't really tell what the coat and shorts are made out of, but they look accurate enough. And well, for whatever reason, the skin of the zombie is a green color, which is kind of strange because for some reason other zombotany plushes made by this exact same company don't use a green color. Such as the squash zombotany plush, which uses a normal gray color, so I have no idea why they used a green color in the last zombotany plush. But yeah, for the head of this plush is just a normal squash plush, and it seems to be based off of the Lynxen plush. Basically, we just stole the face from it. As well, if you compared this squash's face to the Lynxen squash, it basically looks exactly the same. So yeah, they obviously just stole it from Lynxen's plush. And well, for whatever reason, they made the stem on this squash plush just a lot bigger for whatever reason. So yeah, I don't really know why they did that as well, but it made it kind of look weird. But yeah, the tie on this plush seems to be the exact same, except the stripes are just straight instead of slightly curved like the snow pea zombotany plush, but that might just be quality control. And while the coat on this plush is actually a brown color, well, in the last snow pea zombotany plush, it seemed to be a black color, so that's just another change about the other plush. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty unique plush, because from what I know, it's basically the only squash zombotany plush that was ever made. Now, next up, we actually have a pretty cool plush, being a far future conehead zombie. And well, this is actually a really cool plush as well, but I'm pretty sure no other company made any far future zombie plushes besides Customs, obviously. But yeah, this is definitely a really cool and also a really unique plush, and it seems actually they put a lot of detail into it as well. Just by looking at the cone, you can see that they added a lot of extra definition to it, and it looks really nice. And well, they also put a lot of detail to the clothes on this plush, and it actually looks really accurate looking, and the face also seems to have a bit of detail on it. Which is actually surprising for a bootleg company to do, as well, but a lot of the times bootlegs are not this high quality, but this one actually seems to be really well made. And it was actually one of the few plushes in this video that I would actually consider getting if I found it for sale. But yeah, this plush is just really unique, and I would definitely get it if I saw it for sale, as well. It was basically the only far future zombie plush that was ever made by any company. And well, from the same company as the last plush, we have the bee shooter. Now, the bee shooter is a pretty obscure plant that was only ever in Plants vs. Zombies Adventures, and well, I actually really like the plush they made of this one. As well, the leaf base actually seems to be really well made, and it seems to be kind of based off of the World Max leaf base. But yeah, I think they should have made the leaf base just a bit smaller as well, but it seems to be a bit too big for the rest of the plush. But besides that, the rest of the plush looks great, and I would actually get this one if I found it for sale. As well, just like the last plush that we looked at, is basically the only plush of its kind to ever be made besides Customs. And while this plush is pretty clearly based off of the World Max plushes, the leaf base is very clearly based off of the World Max one, and also the P could come out of the mouth just like the World Max plush, so it's most likely based off of that, but they obviously just turned it into a bee shooter. And well, next up by the exact same company, we have Chester the Chomper. Now, this is just another plush that I would definitely get if I found it for sale, as well as literally just Chester the Chomper, which is a pretty obscure character and also just a really unique one. And if you don't know what Chester the Chomper is, it's basically a promotional plant for Cheetos that was released in the original Garden Warfare. So it is a pretty obscure plant, but also a really cool looking one, and I'm really glad that some company made a plush of it, as well as just a really unique plant, and I would actually definitely get it. As once again, just like the other plushes made by this company, it seems to be really high quality and really well made. As you could just tell by all the details on this plush that they actually tried to do their best on this plush, unlike other bootleg companies that put not a lot of work into them. So yeah, if anyone knows how to get any of these plushes made by this company, comment down below, as I would actually really like to get them, but I've searched for a while and I can't really find any for sale. But yeah, once again, just like the other plushes, it looks really good and it's also just really unique. As well, at this point, no other company would ever make a Chester the Chomper plush, as well there's really no point because the character hasn't been used in years. And well, we also have the Unicorn Chomper, which uses the exact same pattern as the Chester the Chomper plush, but obviously the colors are changed and there's a few more details added. And well, once again, it's clear that they put tons of work into this plush, as all the details seem to be accurate and also has some really nice embroidery on it. As well, it actually seems that they put a good amount of time into stitching the stars onto the side of the Chomper plush, and it makes it look even more accurate, so yeah, it's just definitely a really good plush. So yeah, once again, it's just a really unique plush that no other company would probably ever make. Moving on, we have this really strange mummy zombie plush. Now on the head of this plush there's this really big gold thing with this red and white cloth coming off of it. And well, once again, I don't really know what it's based off of, if it's even based off of anything, as no zombies in the game ever look like this. And while the embroidery on the face just seems to be a cheap copy of the Linkson plush, and it doesn't really look that good. And while the rest of the clothes on this plush just look really strange, as well the legs are blue and also the shoes just look really weird because the soles of the shoes are purple and the top of them is like a tan color. So the rest of the clothes on this plush, like on the body and everything, look good, but for whatever reason the legs just look really strange. Next up we have some superhero zombie plushes, starting off with the Hulk zombie. Now all these plushes basically use the exact same face and they just seem to be cheap copies of the Linkson plush that don't really look that good. And well, this plush actually has hair on it, which seems to be made out of this really strange looking material, and honestly it doesn't really look that appealing. As well, the hair just seems to be made out of a really strange material and it looks like it could fall apart pretty easily. But yeah, for the rest of the plush, it's just a green color and it has some embroidery on the chest to give it a bit more detail and just has some black shorts. Next we have the Iron Man zombie. Once again, it uses the exact same face and the helmet on this plush kind of looks weird as well, but just has a flap in the middle of it which covers the majority of the top of the face. And well, it's also just lacking a lot of detail as well. The only detail on the entire suit is just the middle of the chest and it basically has no other detail besides that. So yeah, it just seems to be lacking a lot of detail and is really not that good. Next we have the Captain America zombie plush. Now the majority of the face on this plush is covered by the mask, which seems to be made out of a felt material for the A, and it seems that it could fall off because it seems that the A is only glued on. And well, for the actual clothes on this plush, they seem to add a bit more detail than the Iron Man zombie plush as well, but has a bit more detail on the actual suit, but the shield on this plush just looks horrible. As well, it's just way too small, and it also seems to be made out of a really delicate material. So if they made the shield a bit bigger and also made the material a bit better, it would probably look a bit better, obviously. And for the final superhero zombie plush, we have the Batman zombie. Now this plush just uses a normal zombie face, and the head of this plush doesn't really resemble Batman at all, as well the top of the head of this plush seems to just have horns on it. And instead of the ears actually looking like ears, they look more like horns on this plush, so that's definitely not a good thing about it. It seems that this plush has a cape around its neck, but I can't really tell as well the angle of the picture doesn't really show the cape. And well, for the rest of the plush, the only really details on it is that it has the Batman logo in the middle of it, but besides that, there's no really other detail on the suit, but there doesn't really need to be any more detail. But yeah, moving on to the next strange bootleg, we have this pirate zombie. Now this prior zombie uses the normal zombie face, but obviously the left eye has like an eye patch over it. And it uses this cool skull logo, which actually looks pretty cool, and the exact same logo is used on the hat of this plush, which I think they should have made the hat just a bit bigger as well. I think it would look better if it was just slightly bigger as well. The logo would take up a lot less space. Now, for whatever reason, the beard on this plush is an orange color, which is just a really strange pick for a color of a beard. And well, the rest of the clothes on this plush also just look really strange as well. It uses a brown shirt with blue and white sleeves. And well, the shorts on this plush are also a green color, and the shoes are a black color with pink soles. But yeah, the face on this plush looked okay, but for the rest of the plush, it seems that they just got a bunch of clothes and just put it into a random color generator. As well, the beard is an orange color, and the rest of the clothes don't match at all, so yeah, it just seems that they chose a bunch of random colors to put on the clothes for this plush. Moving on, we have this really strange looking zombie plush, and I don't even think it's based off of anything, as well it doesn't even seem that it's any type of zombie. As well, it uses a normal face with okay embroidery on the front of it, but for whatever reason, on the back of the head it has some yellow hair. And what makes this plush look even weirder as well, it doesn't even have any hair on the top of it, and it seems that the zombie is just completely bald like a normal zombie plush, but on the back of it, it just has this really yellow hair. So yeah, it's just a really strange pick for a color of hair, and also it's just in a really weird spot. And once again, the rest of the clothes don't really make any sense as well, but uses an orange shirt and blue shorts, and also uses some black shoes, so yeah, the colors don't really match at all. Next up, we have this duct tube zombie, which just looks really strange as well. The actual duct tube barely resembles it, as though the duct tube just seems to be a yellow outline with barely even a face, as though there seems to be some black eyes which have basically completely fallen off, and also it has an orange beak barely. And well, once again, just like the pirate zombie that we looked at, it seems that the rest of the plush was just randomly generated with colors, as well it uses green sleeves and also green shorts with polka dots on it. And it uses a red shirt, and for whatever reason, the legs and feet are a normal gray color, but the bottom of the feet are just a green color. And it's not like those are the shoes of this plush, it's like basically the exact same as the normal zombie plush, so it seems that the bottom of his feet are literally just a green color. So yeah, it's obviously just a really strange detail that did not need to be there at all. Next up, we have the Snow Gatling PE. Now for this plush, they basically just combined the Snow Pea and the Gatling Pea, and it was just a really strange plush as well. The only detail that they changed from their original Gatling Pea bootleg plush, they just changed the head blue. And well, that's literally all they did. They basically just took their normal Gatling Pea bootleg and made it look even weirder than it already did. So yeah, once again, the plush just kind of looks weird for the rest of it. It just has a really weird looking face because it's blue, obviously. Next up, we have this God of Wealth plush. Now, it seems that this plush originates in Argentina, as well I've seen it for sale a few times on websites from Argentina, so it seems that it kind of was released there. And well, there's not really a lot to say as well, but just kind of uses a really strange looking face for whatever reason, and also the rest of the plush is basically just a normal God of Wealth plush, but it's missing basically all the details. And well, the only reason why the face looks weird is well, it uses the accurate embroidery, is just missing the mustache and the eyebrows, and also every other detail on the plush. And well, it literally just seems that they took a God of Wealth plush and just removed all the details besides a few of them. So yeah, once again, it's just a really strange bootleg, and it's honestly just a really confusing one as well. It literally just seems that they were attempting to make a bootleg God of Wealth plush and just gave up at the beginning of it and just didn't add any of the details. And well, next up we have this bootleg disco zombie. Now the embroidery on the face actually looks pretty good on this plush, and it uses these really strange looking yellow glasses. And while they don't really look that similar to the actual limited edition Disco Zombies glasses, as though these fall apart pretty easily and also have some weird bends in them. And while also the Disco Zombie has blonde hair, which is obviously not supposed to be like that, and the rest of the plush just kind of looks strange, as well the shirt's kind of inaccurate, and same thing with the pants. As well, the pants and shirt are the correct color, they're just way too long, as well, as you can tell by the pants, they're going all the way down to like the middle of the shoe. And while the shirt is also missing the button, it also just isn't long enough. So yeah, there's definitely a good amount of details missing on this plush, but it's definitely not the worst bootleg Disco Zombie out there. But yeah, out of all of these bootleg Plants vs. Zombies plushes, which is your favorite? Comment that down below, and yeah, have a great day.